Hey everybody, welcome to Mix and Kiki. I'm your Kiki hostess, DJ April Hunt. Thank you so much for joining us for Juneteenth Pride Edition. I'm so excited. I have my near and dear friend Norman Vladimir here. He's an amazing singer-songwriter based in Amsterdam, doing all the things and just giving us all the music that we need in our lives. Hey Norman, what's up?
Hey April, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day here, so I've just been biking around, had a few meetings and stuff like that, and things are slowly starting to open up. So it's a little bit, it's still a little kind of touch and go over here though, because you're just like we have been locked down. Like, and so like going out and seeing people, I'm still like, I don't trust you.
I know, right? It's almost like we've been hobbits. Like we've been hobbits in the caves.
We've been in the caves.
I don't even know if I'm ready to like fully break out like that. Like I'm actually kind of cool with the hobbit life.
I have to say I am too. And you know what? The thing that I realized, and this is maybe bad, but I was like, in both of our lines of work, we are so social. Yeah. And you realize that like so much of that is like, oh my gosh, I'm doing that because it's a part of what I do. Mm-hmm. But now that I haven't had to be around people, I'm not missing it. So
you're okay with it. You're like people.
I'm okay with it. A little bit of downtime.
Oh my gosh. For it. Well, speaking of downtime, we're gonna wind down into a little drinky drink.
Yeah.
I have like all my little fixins right in front of me.
I don't know about you, but have you been drinking during lockdown?
Okay.
Be honest.
You know what? At the beginning, because not everybody knows this. I'm quarantined with my new fiance. So, but June, I know, shout out to June.
Yes, exactly.
She's at the store, but yes. So she is very, like, she doesn't really drink much. So I feel like being quarantined with someone who doesn't really drink like that has made me not drink as much. Because I got a case. I got a whole case of wine, but it's like I can't just be up in here drinking a bottle of wine by myself a day.
Yes, you can.
No judgment, and listen to anybody who's doing that. No judgment.
Of course.
But I just felt like at my core, like I that wasn't for me.
Deep in your soul.
Yes, I was like, okay, April, I can't go down that path. Like that.
Yeah, no, it's a slippery slope.
It is. But as like restrictions started easing and restaurants started opening up for like takeout and like they're doing cocktails to go, we've been doing that like occasionally. Yeah. And so my tolerance is it's a very light touch for me these days.
Same here. I had oh my gosh, so like I actually was so I have a roommate, really dear friend, and thank God for him because we made it through this thing so well, and he's literally the most patient person ever. Yeah. But like we both kind of made the decision, like we were gonna like dig into like we're doing yoga, we're doing some meditation every morning. And the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, I might want to train for like a half marathon. And then I fell off. And then I was like, and then it became like, I just want comfort food. Oh, we do have that extra bottle of wine. And so then I started, and that's when it started going down the path. And I was like, okay, that needs to stop. So I kind of reset a little bit. I mean, still just doing a little bit, but like my tolerance is not so good.
It's very tight. So we're going to see where this conversation takes us because I have tequila in front of me right now.
Ooh. Okay, just going straight into it.
Yes.
Well, I have Tanqueray. So, so I got a little gin. This is actually for my birthday last year. I don't know. I'm not shouting out Tanqueray. This is not a sponsor. Sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is put the back sponsored, non-sponsored.
It's an anonymous gin. Yes.
It's an anonymous gin that happens to be in a green bottle. That's all we got. So
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mix?
Yeah, so for me, I think it's great that we're doing a mixed drink because I love mixed drinks. And I know that there were places that, like, I heard in New York and also some friends of mine in Belgium and also in Berlin that were like, oh, you can order drinks. But I never picked up on that memo. That could have also been bad for me if I was ordering drinks all the time.
I tell you, I started sliding down that slippery slope of the to-go cocktails.
But nothing's better than a good cocktail, though. Let's be honest. Like,
especially now, you can kind of get away with drinking it on the street. We're like walking up and down the streets of Harlem, drinking these cocktails. Like
with no brown bag.
No, just open like red plastic cups.
Oh, nice. That's good. No.
So what?
No. So.
Oh, no. Go ahead. No.
So I was just gonna. I was just gonna say. So yeah, I was thinking about the drink because I did have this nondescript gin, and I had two other options of what to mix with, and like I found this limonada drink that's supposed to be really nice, very organic, and it's made just literally made with like lemons and some I don't know, maybe agave or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then but I was thinking I want something light, summery, but usually I love whiskey because I'm from Tennessee.
Yes.
I love whiskey. So, but it's not the time. It's summer, it's sunny.
Heavy.
I wanted something light
too. I love Scott, but I've had to like put her down for a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So shall we get what are you making with this tequila though? I want to know.
So this is like a full-blown experiment, which I guess is very befitting of these like quarantine times.
Yeah.
We are post-quarantine wherever you are, depending on where you are. So
would it be a quarantini?
Quarantine, yes.
I mean, it was there.
I'm making a quarantini, but it's with tequila. I don't know if you can make a martini with tequila.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good call. Yeah.
So I have the tequila in my little shaker.
You got a shaker. See, you didn't come to play.
But the only reason why I have these like utensils is because of June. June's a chef, so.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay.
But anyway. So I have my tequila here. I made, so I got kind of fancy. So in this quarantine, I've like been trying to develop a green thumb. So I have a lavender plant that's like slowly but surely like kind of low-key thriving. So I
You're growing lavender in New York City.
Well, I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta bring nature.
I'm not hating. I'm impressed.
Yeah, so. Don't be hating on my lavender. So I infuse some simple syrup with lavender, which is really simple. I mean, that's why they call it simple syrup, right?
Yeah.
So it's very quick though. I kind of cheated the recipe. Like you're supposed to let it sit for 40 minutes. I only let it sit for like 20. So I hope it tastes okay. So I have that here. I have a little bit of lemon juice.
Nice.
Just to kind of give like a little citrusy vibe.
Yeah.
Now, this is where the real experiment comes in. We'll see what.
Okay.
I have. Okay, I'm not going to show you the label, but I have kava.
Oh, nice. Oh, good call. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't have any seltzer, so let me just use the kava, and we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
I've not heard of kava and tequila mixing, but this could be groundbreaking. This could be groundbreaking.
Everyone will get to kind of see my reaction to this. Well, should we mix our drinks?
Yeah, I actually forgot one thing as well because I remember you said the light part of it, and I did get some sparkling water. Yeah. So I will get that one second. So.
Go for it. You got it. While he is doing that, I'm gonna like start pouring my tequila in this.
Yeah. I love this. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
So good to see you too.
This is my ice. My ice here.
Okay.
You know how the influencers do this thing where they put the hand behind. Yeah, anyway.
They do. I know that's the thing. So, all right. The lavender syrup is okay. Let me actually taste the syrup.
This sounds. I mean, I have to say that sounds delicious. Like those flavors.
You know what? It's not bad. It's very subtle.
Okay, good.
So my lavender plant is like not so poppin'. Like the leaves are like, there was only but so many leaves I could pluck from. So
Yeah.
the lavender is not super strong, but it's, you know, it's very dainty, very delicate.
It's very delicate. Oh my gosh.
There's a lot going on.
Can I ask that besides the drinks, what are your kind of self-care things, or what are you finding?
My self-care, aside from not trying to drink a bottle of wine a day, that's one of them. Don't drink a whole bottle by yourself, because June is not going to help you. You know, what have I been doing? I mean, I feel like everyone kind of has been doing this, meditating.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I hear that a lot, you know, like in these, you know, discussions about quarantine life, pandemic life. But yeah, I mean, but I had already started meditating like right before the quarantine. Just like as a practice to just like ground myself in my day, especially like, you know, going back to what you were saying, our lives are so social and our work is so social. And it's just like all those energies coming at you, you just need to like, just settle yourself. Yeah, like just settle and like just ease. I've been just trying to ease into my day, which has been the silver lining, you know, of like this crazy time that we're living in. It's just that I feel, I mean, this is a privilege to feel like I can actually like enjoy some of the time and like actually kind of be slow and lean into being slow has been really nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and I also I started it during the COVID thing, doing more meditation. And I know it's not a competition, it's not a race, you have to do what fits for you. So for me, I mean, if I can even get anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes in a day, it really can make a big shift in the kind of approach that I have for the rest of the day. So I sometimes, I like will either like listen to something on an app, or I'll just like get really quiet and just like sit up by my bed and just sit there and just like enjoy the quiet and just close my eyes and just like relax into it. So and I have a few playlists as well that I'll play sometimes just to kind of like I think your mind can get busy and you just have to like slow it down again. So
important. Yes. Well, should we cheers? Did you make
wait. Oh, see, you've been multitasking. I'm over here. I'm just at the ice and the gin. Now I need to like do my little mix. I don't know what the portions are, people. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe that's enough. Have my little spoon. Wait, and then I'm gonna
safe space.
And then
experimenting.
Then I'm gonna top. We are all experimenting, right? Happy Pride. No, I'm just
Happy Pride. Right? Yes.
So have this. If it doesn't like go out everywhere on me, I have this sparkling water that I will now add. Get a little bubble, and I think that is good. That looks good, right? Okay, so this is what we got. Do one last stir, and now I am ready. So let's.
Okay.
To you, April.
To you, Norman, and to like know each other for as long. I'm not gonna say how long we've known each other, but we've known each other.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Time, you know.
We've had some time.
Vampires, you know.
Exactly.
But yeah,
so true.
Cheers to you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Okay.
Mine is pretty good. It's like it needs one other thing. For me, I think maybe it needs like a honey or something like that.
Oh, like a little sweetness, yeah.
A little sweetness. It's fine. I mean, I'll drink it. I always will drink it.
It's very delicate. I didn't really put much tequila in this because it's very early in New York right now. So obviously we're in You're in Amsterdam.
At least over here, at least it's technically evening. So,
yeah,
but you're having your breakfast drinks.
I know, right? It literally just turned like noon here. So this is like a lot, Tequila is a lot at noon. But anyway.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's see. I want to talk about you and what you do and just the moving and shaking that has been happening in your life over the past few years. Yeah, like what?
Oh my gosh, where to begin?
Yeah.
Well, I lived in New York City for quite a while, and then a few years ago, I decided, after doing a few tours in Europe and everything, and then I had the huge honor and fortune to be one of the lead singers of a big production by Bill T. Jones that he ended up getting honored by the President Obama.
Yeah.
The forever POTUS and the forever FLOTUS. He was honored at the Kennedy Center, and I had the huge honor of getting to sing for his tribute for that event. And that was really, for me, a very eye-opening experience, not only in terms of like where I could go with my own music, as well as with doing a musical production, but also the tour also brought me to Europe for one of the first times singing as part of this production. So I made the point, okay, if I'm doing this production over there, I also want to try to do my own stuff. So I ended up doing that and went on tour a few times by myself in Europe. And I made the decision to do what many would never do. I left New York City and I ended up in Berlin. And I stayed in Berlin, and what a roller coaster Berlin was. It was an incredible learning experience on a very personal level. I think musically, I also had to kind of go inside myself more and really kind of dig out some of the I guess the cobwebs, and really discover like what I wanted to say from a musical perspective, and it brought out a lot of very good stuff, and I'm still kind of processing that. But Berlin, at the end of the day, was not my place. It was not my for a few reasons. But
a Black person in Berlin. I mean,
where can we begin? So it's always the intriguing thing. I'm a Black gay man living abroad in Europe, and how many times has the story been told about Black academics or Black intellectuals or Black creatives who realized that there was so many barriers of living in the US to go to Europe and not discover, oh my gosh, it's free of race or racism, but it is a space that allows for that expression. And I think for myself, I did discover this as well, even in 2020, which is sad to say that I could feel more open to express myself in a place that's not my home country. Or so that for me, I'm now living in Amsterdam, and I'm super happy, and I feel that I am thriving, and I have a wonderful myriad of people around me in my life that really feel like family. And of course, I miss all y'all in New York. I have a New York home family, but I stay in touch. We stay in touch, but it feels so much more open for me. And so I have, in the past 2 years, I released an EP project, and then I released the first single of another project that I'm actually working on with a good friend of mine, Jason Kriveloff, Jay Kriv from Razor and Tape, back in New York, and we're working on a few other songs to be released hopefully in the next year, and then I'm separately currently writing on a new full-length album that I will hopefully try to release later next year as well. So stay tuned. Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, cheers to work.
Thank you. And so it's been completely to see everything that's happening, especially in this year, having the perspective that I had growing up, and my personal story, but growing up in quite a bit of poverty in a small farm town in Tennessee, to now living abroad in Amsterdam and living my life, my art, and feeling so much more grounded. It feels good, and I have to say, is and a little bit of what do you say, a little survivor's guilt, to be honest, about the perspective that I'm able to have from seeing everything happening from here. But it's a beautiful thing. No complaints.
Don't hold on to
all gratitude.
Exactly. No guilt, just gratitude,
Exactly.
You're living dreams, like you're literally living dreams. So and it's not, I guess, is it a game? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Who would you have drinks with, dead or alive? Actually, dead and alive.
Ooh, okay.
And what would you
wear? Oh my gosh. It's so, this is one of those questions that, like, you're never going to be able to get all of the people that you want. So you just have to choose.
You can pick two of each or two of
maybe.
One. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go first with alive, just because I feel that this person lives so loud. And I've always, I would say my personality is introvert, extrovert. I think they even call it ambivert or something.
Yeah.
Whereas like I can be on a stage and perform, but I really get my energy from one-on-one or like quiet time. So, but this person to me, maybe it's false, but he lives loud all the time. And that would be, I would love to have a drink and lunch with Andre Leon Talley. And his caftan and his wonderful southernness and what I listened to NPR interview with him a few years ago, and he was talking about how, of course he's one of the
Terry Gross.
Exactly.
Yes, I love that.
It's so good. And he's just talking about like, clearly him growing up in the South and like what was like his journey of kind of getting to be where he was in the fashion world, and his experiences as well, also in Europe, with certain people calling him, like referring to him in animalistic ways and things like. So listen, anyone who thinks Europe is not racist, that's not true either. But like, it's kind of like the racism of your home country, and you can be a little bit more oblivious to the racism in another place, so it doesn't hit you as hard. So
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
But I would love to just like, because he just seems wonderful. I just think he would be such a wonderful guy.
That's a good one. So then, what would you wear? Because there's a lot of pressure.
Caftan, of course. I would need to also match with a maybe yellow gold inlay on the inside. I'm thinking maybe like a bluish purplish on the outside.
That's very royal, very regal.
Yeah. Very, very regal, very regal. I mean, you can't meet royalty without also being royalty.
Exactly. I'll take a sip to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
So that's my first alive.
Living.
Can you? Yeah, living. And then I would say dead. Oh my gosh. I would love to. And I know. I think I would love to also have a conversation and lunch with Maya Angelou. I think she would be. I think because knowing her background when she was younger, she was a dancer and singer. So a lot of people just know her as this like very regal poet that has this, this very incredible voice. But then I bet she's got some stories. I bet she has some great stories, like from her youth as well. So I just feel like she has also, and the people that in general intrigue me are the people who have had such a well-rounded viewpoint of life. Like, oh no, I didn't like always know I wanted to be a writer. I always wanted to be this or that. Like, no, I tested and tried a lot of different things, and I landed in the place that was my truth, but I didn't know the trajectory of where I was going. And I think those experiences and that open-mindedness and open-heartedness to be able to do that, that's always going to create and generate some incredible stories.
Yeah. That's game changing. Okay, well, that is hard to top, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
So for my alive, wait, I just had it and you lost it. Wait, my alive. Oh, I know who my alive is. Living. My living would be Issa Rae.
Oh, nice.
I just
Very good
so
one.
I say her. I mean, I also just literally like the other night just watched the last episode of Insecure. So
yeah.
Front of mind right now. But no, I actually just because she just seems like a homegirl. Like she seems like one of my friends. Like it just seems like it would just be real natural. It would be a Kiki. I would have a Kiki session with her.
I very much agree with that from her from what I've seen of her personality for sure.
Very. So that's my living. And what would I wear? I would wear. Okay, this is funny. I would wear something with a cutout. Like a cutout something, because what I've been noticing on this season of Insecure, she's been wearing things that always have like some kind of cutout, like a cutout sleeve,
or like
a little
angular or like asymmetrical type of situation.
Have you?
Huh?
Do you watch?
I have not. I have to be honest. I have not been watching it.
Okay,
so
okay. No shade.
But
yeah,
I need to catch up.
Catch up. So that would be my living, Issa, and then I have a twofer for Dem. And it's so sad to think of them as like not here anymore. One would be Prince.
Ah, yes.
And the other would be Luther.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say Luther. I knew you were gonna say Luther.
I want to have.
Oh my gosh, y'all would. Okay, I'll let you talk, but y'all would have the best time.
We would have
ever.
the best. Like we would have an afternoon tea with both of them, and the tea would be very spiked.
Yeah.
And I would wear a lace lavender jumpsuit.
Oh my god! I literally can see this. Like I can see it.
You
like
can see it. And we would be sitting at a table, and it would be like lace on lace. It would be like a giant lace tablecloth. Everything would just be very delicate. Like all the porcelain would just be like super like high-end porcelain.
Just pure eleganza.
It would be
pure eleganza. Yes.
Yes. So yeah.
I very much approve of that meeting.
Okay.
Like not like it would need. We have to figure out some type of like cryogenic something to make this happen.
I'm gonna make it happen literally in my dreams. I'm gonna go to sleep. With, like. Scene.
As we're talking, I was thinking of the other person that I would also love to meet, who is sadly dead, and that is Sylvester.
Oh my god.
Oh.
We need to have. You know what? Why don't we have a joint tea? It is tea and it's Sylvester and it's Prince and it's Luther.
Can we make this happen?
I'm gonna like
make this happen.
Tonight when you go to sleep, I'm gonna like have a delay. We're gonna
just like
our dreams.
We're gonna the souls are gonna come out and we're all gonna have like the best party ever.
Oh my god. Or we're gonna do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a Prince, Sylvester, and Luther party.
Oh my god.
That's actually this is giving me inspiration because you guys, I was gonna say this as like the closing credit, but we're having an after party. We're having an after party for this, a mixing party. I'm DJing with Tigger Color. It was amazing. So I think I'm gonna slip some Prince, Luther.
Can you please?
And Sylvester into this party. Yeah.
Oh my god. This would make my life.
Yeah.
This would make my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're almost at time. Let's do our show and tell.
Okay. The show and tell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shall I go? So I have this incredible, wonderful, close, dear friend of mine who I made from my time of living here in Berlin, or not here in Berlin, I'm in Amsterdam. But when I was in Berlin, he got me through sometimes. It is amazing the power of empathy and kindness and understanding and connection. And he is truly the embodiment of that, even though we make fun of each other all the time and we're the biggest mean people to each other, but like we know that the love is very much there. The other side of it is that he's always cracking jokes because he is both a comedy writer and a screenwriter for film and television shows. and he's German. And so
That's an interesting
I stayed with his family this year in Germany, and he said to me on Christmas Day, he kept saying, "Oh, I've got a gift for you. I got a gift for you. It's coming. It's still coming." And I was like, "I know. First off, I know you're lying. Then like, you don't have a gift. Like, you don't have to tell me this." And he's like, "No, it's coming. It's coming." So then it didn't come, and he's like, "I'm sorry it didn't come." I was like, "Man, I knew." But then I had a gig in Berlin, like the first week of January. I'm sorry, first week of January. And so I'm crashing at his place, and he, out of the blue, he goes, "Your Christmas gift came," and he gave it to me like in a box. This is not the same box, but it is the gift. And it is very controversial, but also for me, it was very funny. And I can never wear this gift because I'll just show it to you.
Oh God, okay, let me brace myself. Ooh, yes.
And but it's so good. He had it handmade. Yes, Make America Gay Again.
I live for that.
He had it made. It looks so authentic that I'm afraid if I wear this in public, people are gonna think it's something else.
They're gonna throw tomatoes.
They're gonna like jump me.
Because then you have to get close up to it
to see it because it's so good.
Okay, yeah, you can't wear that out.
I ain't wearing this. No.
The only way you can wear it is virtually, like just how we are now. You'd have to wear it like in a virtual experience and make sure your camera lens is zoomed in.
It's zoomed in because you're just like, wait, what is this? No. So it's very controversial, but I love it. I still have it, but I'm not wearing it. So.
I love that, and it's very apropos. You know,
it is very apropos.
Yes.
The world would be a little bit better.
It would. Yeah. I ever think the world. I think everybody's a bit of gay. A bit of.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
Okay, so my show and tell, I'm actually wearing it.
Yeah! I love this so much. I love, like, the fact that you...
Okay. There's a story behind this. It's kind of a hot mess, actually. I should not be wearing this t-shirt, basically. So this t-shirt, so the NV you saw stands for Norman Vladimir, who we have here. And Norman made this line of t-shirts like, what was this like 6 years ago?
It was maybe 7 years ago or something. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a while ago. Yeah. I need to make more.
Because it was like literally as you were leaving New York, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It was.
Because I remember as you were kind of packing your things, you gave me this t-shirt, but you weren't giving it to me. You were like, "Can you please give your t-shirt to our friend? We have a friend." Did I say her name? Lolise.
Yeah, exactly.
We love it. Anyway, I was supposed to give it to Lolise, but I would always forget about it, like whatever. And
you know she's coming to your house after this, by the way.
I know, right? Okay, yeah. She was like, "Girl, take my shirt."
Take my shirt, girl.
So I just had it like stuffed like in in one of those like IKEA wardrobes, which I still have. and I kind of forgot about it. And then like occasionally I would be like cleaning out that like wardrobe, and then I would see it. I'm like, oh man, like I really need to give this like, because also you like wrote like it was like a handwritten note, like you put like a So child, once this quarantine broke out, and then like I need like more t-shirts. So I was like, so I kept looking at that shirt. I was like, are you really gonna do this? Are you really gonna do this? I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this t-shirt on. You know.
You like broke the seal.
Yeah, I felt a way about it. And I was like, you know what? We're in a whole quarantine, so let me just wear this t-shirt. And now I'm wearing it, and now it's mine.
It's yours now. It's yours, but she might show up at your house.
I know, but also the shirt has been unworn for like 7 years.
Exactly. It looks great on you, by the way. I'm not, but and I love that you still have it. So I'm happy about it, but Lolise she might come for you.
You
But
may come for me.
she came here last year and played at Paradiso, and I got to see her. So
Yeah.
it's
So
good. It's sad I didn't have the shirt then, but it's in a better place now. So.
It's in a better place now. But yeah, shout out to Lolise because she's also an amazing singer songwriter. Yeah. Lolise indeed. Wait, let me spell her name.
Lollise.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I've had one too many sips. Yeah.
It'll do it.
Look her up because she's also amazing. And please follow Norman. Tell everybody your things, Norman. Where can they find you?
Yeah. So you can find me. I have this very funny name. It's my first and middle name, of course. It's Norman Vladimir. And I don't have a Russian background. So it's just my mom has a very overactive imagination when it comes to names. And which has caused some very wonderful instances of assumptions when I've had like meetings with like music execs, and they're like, "Oh, send in Norman Vladimir," and then and then they're like, "Are you the assistant?" I'm like, "No, do your research."
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Norman Vladimir, Vladimir, and so you can find me. I'm basically I should be the only Norman Vladimir that you find. So
there you are.
Instagram, Spotify. Play those tunes on Spotify.
Yes,
and my latest single is called Wondering. So hit that up, put it on your playlist, love it, like it, all the above. And so you can find me and send me a message as well. I'd love to meet some new people. So
yes. Well, you guys, we are wrapping up here. Thank you so much for tuning in for this Juneteenth Pride Edition Mix and Kiki. Now, please tune in on Instagram as we'll have our Mix and Kiki after party with myself and the amazing Tigga Kalor.
Oh my gosh. Love you, April.
I love you.
So good to see you. Okay.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.